And some were even told that I sued the church initially, which wasn't true.
It was a huge lie that they say that former members come and sue the church. It's actually the other way around. And this has been confirmed by the Church of God on live television.
The World Mission Society Church of God sued Michele Colón. Why?
Well, I don't really have the details of the case, or, I'm not kind of legal representation of the church, so I can't really talk about that.
And missionary John Powers, even on record, when the reporter asked him, hey, so you want to talk about these court cases, why are you going after and suing former members, and even brought up Michele's name? And they said no comment, no comment.
We have a lawyer for the church in the room. Could you answer that question, sir?
The church is responsible for not comment on any previous or pending litigation.
So no comment on the litigation?
No comment.
2 lawsuits against Michele Colón were dismissed. Nothing to say about the fact that they were dismissed by the courts?
And this, I'm not commenting on, but it's just factually accurate. Michele Colón sued the church, and the church sued Michele Colón.
In that order?
The church sued Michele Colón first, and Michele Colón sued the church as well as.
So the church did sue Michele Colón first, then Michele Colón sued the church. Just to reiterate what you just said. And you don't want to elaborate on why the church decided to sue her?
No.
I understand.
So if you were the ones that were in the right, you were telling the truth to myself, as well as other members, that former members are the ones that come and sue the church, then on record, you should have said, actually, that's not true. We're in a court case right now. Our lawyers are handling it. And at the end of the day, we are the ones that are defending the church because they are coming to sue us. But no, there was just no comment.
I had heard 2 different versions of the story. One that the church was being sued, and then later on about how the church was actually the one suing. And as a member, when I heard these 2 different versions, I must have, I did what I usually would do in a situation where I had contradictory information, is just say, I'm a sinner. I must have misunderstood. Something must be wrong with my understanding, because, these things, they don't add up. Even though I definitely heard one, I must have, misinterpreted something. I must have misunderstood something, and took the blame upon myself for why I had these contradictory pieces of information that didn't add up.
And when you read all the documentations, the court filings of all the court cases from the World Mission Society Church of God, they go and try and silence their critics, especially Michele Colón.
In hindsight, you see that they were trying to get ahead of a story that Michele was exposing them for.
I believe the reason the World Mission Society Church of God went after Michele Colón is the same reason that they went after anyone else that would go against the World Mission Society Church of God. It's because that's what cults do. They have to stop the passing of information. They don't want any negative light that's being shed on them to be out in the open where someone can see. They're trying to cover their tracks. And so that is the best way to do it, is by scaring people and putting lawsuits on them, and telling them that if they're going to sue them for endless amount of money. And that's a way for people to be scared and drop the lawsuits.
But really, I didn't realize that they went after her life. They really tried to silence her, and they tried to shut her up. And, they are the ones who aggressively went after her.